Do you feel it too, Sagittarius? There is something unseen stirring within you, as if someone or something has been quietly orchestrating a sacred encounter, not just a relationship, not merely a romance, but a crossroad of destiny where three souls now turn, and all of them are looking in your direction. It's not just one person, it's not just one love. It is a door written in fate, and three paths unfolding at the same. The past is returning, someone new is arriving, and you are standing between two souls and one life-altering decision. But who will you choose? Or deep down, do you already know that something greater is guiding you, something for which none of these three is the complete answer? Write this down. I am ready for the choice of destiny. If your heart is stirring right now, because that comment isn't just a declaration, it's a signal to the universe that you are ready to be seen and to be chosen. And stay with me until the very end of this video, because what I'm about to show you is that the choice you're facing today is not just about love. It is about a turning point your soul has waited lifetimes to arrive at. And right now, I'll tell you a story. A story where three doors of destiny once opened, but only for those who dared to love with their whole soul. There's a strange kind of loneliness in this world. It's when you're lying in someone's arms, but your heart is dreaming of somewhere else. That's what many Sagittarians are feeling right now, a quiet ache strong enough to stir the deepest layers of memory. For Sagittarius, love is never a final destination. It is a journey, a pilgrimage of the soul, and every soul they meet along the way is like a city waiting to be explored. But not every city makes them want to stay. Not every person makes them want to stop running. In the astrological chart, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, faith, and the pursuit of truth, which is why love for Sagittarius is never just an emotion. It is a spiritual adventure, a place where they find the missing fragments of themselves. And when Mars, the planet of action and desire, moves into your seventh house of partnership, that's when relationships become either a launch pad or a point of rupture. At this moment, the universe is asking you, will you keep running? Or will you stop long enough to look into someone's eyes and ask, are we truly walking in the same direction? The symbol of Sagittarius is an arrow, but that arrow doesn't just represent freedom. It also holds a deep, aching loneliness. The loneliness of a soul constantly shooting toward the horizon, never quite sure if anyone is waiting at the end of that flight. I used to believe that Sagittarians were souls meant to wander alone, but now I believe the opposite. A Sagittarius may fall in love with 10 people, but they only bond deeply with the one soul who makes them feel they no longer need to run. And that person is never perfect, but they give the Sagittarius something even more rare, the feeling that staying is a journey worth taking. Still, it's not easy for a Sagittarius to accept that kind of stillness, because deep inside there's always a fear of being caged, a fear of losing themselves, a fear that love, once again, might become a place where they have to sacrifice their truth just to make someone else stay. And that fear is what creates the emotional earthquake many Sagittarians are living through right now. They stand on the edge between choosing freedom or choosing love. There's a life lesson I've never forgotten. It came from reading the journal of a former client, also a Sagittarius. She wrote, "I walked away, not because I stopped loving him, but because I felt myself getting smaller inside that love. And I was terrified that if I stayed even one more day, I would lose the voice inside me forever." I believe that true love never asks you to surrender the parts of yourself that make you feel most alive. It only asks that you share those parts with someone who's burning just as brightly as you are. Ask yourself this, Sagittarius. Have you ever sat beside someone, sharing a meal, laughing together, but your mind felt like it was somewhere else, watching it all unfold from a distance? As if this life, this moment, no longer truly belonged to you? Maybe that person wasn't on the same soul frequency as you. Maybe, somewhere along the way, you wandered too far from your authentic self without even realizing it. If you've ever had to walk away from someone, even when love was still there, because your visions no longer aligned, share that story in the comments below. Because maybe, just maybe, your truth could become a guiding light for someone else who's feeling lost between emotion and destiny. Type it now, I choose to live true to my soul. If you are longing for a kind of love that doesn't ask you to shrink yourself in order to fit inside someone else's world. One of the most beautiful things about Sagittarius is not just their ability to love, but their willingness to stop and turn back the moment they realize they've wandered too far from who they really are. Even when it hurts, even when it means starting all over again. I believe this: freedom doesn't mean walking away. True connection is when you can still fly without ever losing your roots. And the person who truly deserves a Sagittarius is the one who will love the way you fly, without ever trying to clip your wings. The one who understands that you're not searching for a cage, but waiting for a sky wide enough to fly within together. And you know what? Sometimes that emotional earthquake didn't come to destroy you. It came to shake loose the old walls you built around your heart, walls you once believed were protection, but now have become a prison that keeps real love out. But this time, something different is coming. Someone, or some soul, is drawing near you, carrying an energy that feels strangely familiar. Maybe it's someone from the past, returning. Maybe it's a pair of eyes you've never seen before. Or maybe it's the newest version of yourself, finally ready to love again. So stay, because in just a moment, I'm going to tell you about that person. The one who might make you want to stop after all the miles you've wandered. The one who, simply by stepping into your life, makes you wonder, why does this feel like something I've always known? Are you ready? If your answer is yes, drop a heart and share this video as your invitation to the universe. I'm ready to love right and to love deep. And don't forget, what comes next will lead you to the one who's arriving. Someone who carries a version of love you never believed you were worthy of. But now, you are ready to receive. There are times when people come back, not because love is still alive, but because some things were left unfinished, unspoken, unnamed. And that is exactly what many Sagittarians are facing right now. When Mercury goes retrograde through your 12th house, the house of hidden truths, unlived dreams, and long-buried wounds, the past may return. Not with a message, not with an explanation. Just a call, a glance, or a dream that plays on repeat at 3 a.m. I once heard someone say, memory is a place, and sometimes the past returns not to stay, but to bring you back there, just once, so you can move forward. And that is the emotional tremor the universe is sending you now. A test, a reminder, an opening. So what will you do when the one who once broke your heart returns with a heart that claims it's changed? They say they've changed. They say they finally understand. They tell you they miss you, and now they're ready for the very thing they weren't mature enough to hold on to before. But dear Sagittarius, before you listen to their words, listen first to the whisper of your own soul, because not everyone who comes back is meant to be loved again. Some people return only to teach you how to let go, gently. This isn't just a lesson about love, it's a sacred teaching about forgiveness and growth. Forgiveness doesn't mean inviting them back into your life. Forgiveness means you can look back at the past and no longer tremble. Do you remember? Those long nights with no messages. Those days when your heart cried out and no one was listening. And those quiet, lonely moments when you whispered to yourself, if I had just tried harder, maybe they would have stayed. And now that they've returned, do you have the courage to ask yourself, is my heart still the same one it used to be? Astrology does not lie. When Mercury goes retrograde through your 12th house, it brings back emotions you buried, wounds you thought were healed, and decisions you once avoided. But it's not about going back. It's about seeing it all through new eyes. I used to believe that going back to an ex was a mistake. But now I know, sometimes we go back, not to reconnect, but to say goodbye, consciously. To stand in front of them, look them in the eyes, and realize you owe each other nothing anymore. If you are standing at that doorway now, if someone is knocking on a door you once closed, pause and ask your heart, if I step back in, am I still the person I once was? If I open this door, who am I really opening it for? The person they are now, or the memory I've been holding on to? Type it below. I forgive, but I do not forget the lesson. Because forgiveness is a soul ritual. It's something you do for yourself, so you can move forward without dragging old weight behind you. And if you find yourself emotional right now, share this video because someone out there might be in the same place you once stood, and they may need this gentle reminder. Not every person from the past is a door worth reopening, but they might still be a mirror, showing you just how far you've come. Sagittarius, you were born to love deeply and to let go with grace. You don't need to be hard, you just need to be honest. Because in the end, the one you most need to hold on to is yourself. And then, someone else will come. They won't bring the baggage of the past. They won't be an old wound wrapped in new promises. They'll be the first light after a long fog. A person who doesn't make you question or struggle or sacrifice your freedom. Someone who won't make you feel like you have to start all over again, because they arrived at the exact moment you finally became who you were always meant to be. Not to begin from the beginning, but to meet you in the most beautiful version of yourself. So keep your heart open, because coming up next, I'm going to tell you about the one who's arriving, carrying a kind of light you once believed you no longer deserved. But you do. You absolutely do. And now, you're ready. There's a sacred phenomenon mystics speak of, soul reunion through vibrational alignment. When you've truly released the old pain, when you're no longer searching for love to fill a hole, but instead to step into the light with someone who's doing the same. That's when the soul who belongs to you will appear. Not hurried, not blinding, just a quiet presence, so peaceful that your heart simply cannot look away. Have you felt it lately, Sagittarius? A glance, a smile, a gentle vibration you can't explain. Not as intense as the lightning of the past, not as loud as fleeting infatuations, but a feeling as if you've known this person long before either of you were ever born. In astrology, when the full moon illuminates the fifth house, the house of love, creativity, and inner joy, it doesn't just bring romance. It opens a soul window, a sacred portal where two compatible energies are magnetically drawn together. Without effort, you won't have to try to impress them. You won't need to wear a mask to be loved, because this person will recognize you in your most unguarded moments. They'll see your light, even when you've forgotten how to see it yourself. I believe this. Sometimes the right one doesn't make your heart race. They make it calm, because in the end, peace is what makes us stay. There are connections that don't begin with eye contact, but with silence. A silence that isn't empty. A silence where the world finally feels in order again. A silence where your heart whispers, finally, and home. Are you waiting for a love like that? One that doesn't rush, one that doesn't push. Just healing, from two souls who have already been broken and now come together not to save each other, but to live the rest of this life in wholeness. Write this now. I invite healing love into my life. That comment is your invitation to the universe and your reminder to your own heart. You don't have to struggle anymore. You just have to open, and the light will find its way to you. If you believe in love that vibrates in harmony, if you've lost enough to know that what you truly need isn't just someone to love, but someone who stays, drop a heart. Share this video. Because maybe, just maybe, someone out there is waiting for a love like yours. And then, something strange happens. All three appear. Or perhaps, three choices. The past love, the new love, and you, no longer the version you once were. All present in the same moment in time. Not to confuse you, but to bring you to a place where you must look inward and ask, am I truly ready to choose? You thought you had reached the end of the road, when the past came back, when the new appeared, when your heart began to beat to a different rhythm. But in truth, this was only the threshold. Because now the universe is no longer testing you through emotion, it's testing you through the power of your free will. As the north node of karma moves through your destiny path, Sagittarius, you are being brought to a soul crossroad, a symbolic dream only you can decode. 3 doors, 3 destinies, 3 sacred lessons, and only one way forward. For the one brave enough to answer the call of their inner voice. The first door. Returning. The past comes back, a late apology, a love once broken, now seeking to mend. If you step through this door, you will learn how to forgive. Not just forgive them, but forgive the version of yourself from those years ago, who loved the wrong way, trusted too soon, and still dared to love. If you choose to return, make sure you've released your expectations and carry compassion with you, because the lesson here is not to love again from the beginning, but to love and finally understand that some relationships only come to complete unfinished chapters. The second door, moving forward, a new soul, a healing connection, an energy that makes you feel safe even in silence. This is the path of maturity. No more fleeting passion, no more surface attraction. This is love built on understanding, freedom, and deep respect. If you choose to move forward, you are telling the universe, I no longer love to fill a void. I love because I am already whole. And then, the third door. A door that does not open for someone else but opens into yourself. You do not choose the past, you do not choose the new. You choose you, to stay, to pause, to listen. Not out of fear, not out of pain, but because you know, I deserve something greater, deeper, realer. A love that arrives at the right time. A connection that doesn't need guessing. A person who isn't here to fill your empty spaces, but to rise with you. The universe does not judge which door you choose, but it does listen to the reason behind your choice. Are you choosing because you're afraid to be alone, or because your heart has finally seen itself clearly? Are you choosing because you don't want to miss a chance, or because your soul says, this is the moment? So if you could only choose one, would you choose the love that's coming, or yourself, the one who's quietly rewriting what love means on your own terms? Take a moment, close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and ask, which door leads back to the light within me? Write it down now. I choose the path of my soul. Because sometimes, a single acknowledgement is all it takes to activate the shift. The universe will see, and the part of your soul waiting at the final door will see too. Because, once you choose, everything begins to move. And right after this, we will step into the sacred moment of ritual, of action, of awakening destiny. Knowing is one thing, but choosing is the true unlocking. It's time to go beyond emotion, to make a soul-aligned decision. Not because someone else expects it, not because you're afraid of missing someone, but because you are ready to live truthfully with the light inside you. And here is a small ritual I want you to do. No temple needed, no one else watching, just you and your heart. Take a small piece of paper, write down 3 names or 3 choices that are present in your heart right now. The past lover, the new one, and yourself. Close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, take a deep breath and say aloud or whisper in your mind, I choose what brings the most peace to my soul. You don't need logic, you only need to trust that your soul already knows the answer. Fold the paper. At sunset, the in-between moment when light and shadow meet, burn the paper, not to erase it, but to release what no longer belongs to your path. Stand still, watch the smoke rise, and whisper, I have chosen, and the universe is guiding me. This is not just a ritual. It is a declaration to yourself that you are ready. Ready to love, not from fear. Ready to live, not from lack. Ready to walk through the door of light with unconditional trust. Because here's the truth. Clarity is a gift you can give yourself. And love, when chosen from the heart, will always choose you back. If you are ready, write down, I have chosen. I am at peace with my soul's decision. And share this video to pass this ritual on to someone standing at their own crossroad. Because maybe the choice you make today will be the light that leads someone else home tomorrow. If you've listened this far, it's not by accident. Your soul is ready, and the universe has seen you. You are not just hearing these words, you are walking with them, with an open heart, with inner light. And that is the most sacred thing of all. Thank you, Sagittarius, for having the courage to choose your own path. Whether you return, step forward, or remain still, if that choice is made from truth within your heart, it will always take you exactly where you're meant to be. May you be protected by pure love and the light of your soul. May you never choose out of fear, but always choose because of true love. If these words have touched something inside you, write down, I have chosen, and I move forward in light. And don't forget to share this video with someone who may need it. Because light, when shared, always finds its way back to the one who gave it. I'll see you again at the next door of the journey, because this is only the beginning.